This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Monday morning to everybody. I hope everybody, friend and foe, had a happy Thanksgiving. And I mean that sincerely. You know, a lot of my political enemies, I don't dislike, well, some of them I do, Sprague and Kern. But most of my political enemies are just that, political enemies. They're not personal enemies. I don't really know them, don't hang with them, don't want to hang with them. But I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm trying to find an asswiped email that some ignorant bastard sent me, and I don't know where the hell I did with it, but I'll find it. And I got it because I got to get his name. He says, I hear you say faggot on the radio, and I'm not going to listen anymore if you keep doing that. Well, you idiot, don't. Let me tell all you people, my friends, my enemies, my supporters, my people that don't support me. This is America. You understand? This is a First Amendment station, and I'm exercising my right every day. So you hear the disclaimer. I just get tired. You can always, anybody can say they disagree with what I say, because that's our right, living in this great country of ours. But don't ever say, I can't say it. Don't ever say, I can't say it. I shouldn't say it. Say, I don't agree with what you said. But if you tell me I shouldn't have said it, then you shouldn't have said I shouldn't have said it, you idiots. I'm just tired. I'm tired of all this political correctness crap. You know, I've been politically insane, and I don't give a damn. Before we get going, I'm going to say hi to two great people, Howard and Violet Connoyer, Connoyer. Howard listens to my show, met his lovely bride in Wood River. He's 95 years old, and she says that's what he lives for, is to listen to my show. And I said, Violet, I think that's how most people die, listening to my show. So Howard and Violet Connoyer, I want to wish you guys the best. Thank you very much. And Howard, I will give you a call, buddy. At 95, you better slow down. You've only got about another 20 years left. Where are we going to go today? Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll free. Let's mix it up. 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. And see, I'm tired of this. I'm a racist. Let me tell you, stupid white people out there, and there's a lot of stupid white people, you better stand up for yourself. Don't be a racist. Don't dislike black people, because I don't dislike black people. Don't dislike Hispanic people. Don't dislike Muslims. Respect them. But you got to respect yourself. You got to stand up for your rights. That's the problem. You know, white people, we're just going to give up everything. I guarantee you, if you go to shopping and the black guy in front of you pays $9.95 for a shirt. And for me, that's expensive because I'm a cheap son of a bitch. But $9.95 for a shirt, you see the purchase. And then the clerk says, and you're a white guy, that shirt, sir, is $29.95. You'd pay $29.95. You wouldn't say, hey, that black guy got it for $9.95. How come I'm not getting it for $9.95? You just paid a $29.95, and you walk out the store and you get screwed again. See, I am tired, people. This new national group we've started, the National Association for Majority Equality. You hear me? Equality. I got blacks saying it's racist. And I say I'm far from being a racist. But if that's what being a racist is, wanting to take care of your race, want to take care of yourself, your family, not get pushed to the back of the bus, then I'm the biggest damn racist in the world. The National Association for Majority Equality. And it's going to take off because white people just want equal treatment. See, nobody says that before. If you say that about white people, if you want to have the whites have something, you're a racist. So what do white people do? White people just back off. Remember my shirt? My $29.95 shirt that the black guy in front of me paid $9.95 for? And I, as a white person, don't want to stir up any crap, especially with that black man sitting there looking at me. I don't give a damn if there's 50 black men. Hey, he got that shirt for $9.95. I want that sumbitch for $9.95. Oh, you're a racist. You're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I just want equal treatment. You understand me, people? And I hope that's what, and I hope the blacks feel the same way. You guys been fighting with the NAACP or fighting with them. They want equal treatment. The whites don't get all up in arms and say every member of the NAACP is a racist because he wants to advance his colored people. He wants to advance his agenda. Hell, I'm all for that. I want to see every black person all throughout this country be proud. Be proud and black. Because proud people don't let somebody take care of their family. Proud people get out and go to work 9 to 5. Proud people don't take from the government. We got a caller? Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Fine.
Nice to hear from you, buddy.
What's going on, sir?
Hey, Bob, I just wanted to kind of touch a little bit on this past election and elections coming up in April, which are the township elections and stuff like that. You know, I truly believe everything in what you're saying. I might not agree with in the manner you deliver it,
well, thank
but
you.
Everything you say is fact. I agree with it 100%. And I really believe that it's going to take us beating down these no-good people in these townships that are receiving all this money to give to Mark Kern. And one exceptional one is he's a big contributor is Skip John Kernan, Highway Commissioner for St. Clair Township.
What an asswipe, ignorant, stupid, less than a man son of a bitch he is, but go ahead.
He's a two-bit loser. He ain't even a man, Bob. He's a two-bit loser who can't even raise his family right. He failed at that. But the problem is, Bob, is that these stupid people elected this dumb moron, and he's stealing a pension, a salary, and everything from it because he only shows up 2 to 4 hours a week. And the other time, he's running his business there in Swansea where he's got his little rental place.
You know, Mark...
And they just take a blind eye. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Let me tell you, Mark, what we got to do here. Let me tell you, Mark. We got to all stand up. We got to all be loud and proud. And I don't mean black and white. See, the National Association for Majority Equality, we're the majority, Mark. We're the people that aren't elected. But we're the majority. When are we going to stand up? And, Mark, I'm not putting you on Front Street. I'm putting everybody on Front Street. When are we all going to wise up? When are we all going to be loud and proud, no matter what race we are, no matter what gender we are? When are we going to be loud and proud and take back our country? You're right. These asswipe politicians, they stole the election from us, Mark. We're winning 2-1, 2.5 to 1. But down in East St. Louis, they're going to get their money for the snooks and their muscatel wine. And let me tell you, Mark, and everybody else, East St. Louis, I'm going to congratulate East St. Louis, the city of champs. Their football team, their high school football team is a city of champs. But the politicians have made that East St. Louis a city of chumps. You hear me? A city of chumps. because the black people down there live in squalor. And they elect Kern and Sprague. These guys live in $1 million estates, people. $1 million estates because of the proud blacks below the hill. Well, I can't say they're very proud after this election. They get money for snooks and wine and blunts. And then they give all the power to Kern and Sprague to live in their $1 million estates. So you idiots down in East St. Louis, and I got to say black because most of you are black in East St. Louis and below the hill. There's some idiots in Cahokia that are white. You guys are idiots. You live in squalor. But you live high on the horse for a couple days. You're living high for a couple days. And then you become high off the blunts that you smoke. But the city of champs. And isn't it a shame? These kids don't have a chance in East St. Louis. And I don't give a damn if they're black or white. They don't have a chance. They fight. They're number one in football and last in everything else. Number one in football, but last in everything else. I think I'd rather be last in football and number one in economy, number one in safety, number one in economic development, in housing. I'd rather be number one there than number one in football, but East St. Louis, just like the election, they got their day in the sun. And I'm not taking anything away from the great football players in East St. Louis. Not taking anything. They deserve that title. They worked hard. But they don't know what they're in store for when life hits them in the face. And it's going to be, but the city, they're happy. They're number one, city of champs. But the Belleville politicians have made all the people of East St. Louis live in the city of chumps. The city of chumps, you hear me? Because you got chumped by Kern and by Sprague and by all these ignorant bastards. And it's unbelievable, people. I'm just pissed. I'm just a pissed son of a bitch. Not about the election, about what's in store for us in our future, in our children and grandchildren's future. And you idiots out there, and my friends included, sit back. Hey, remember the $29.95 shirt? Are you still going to pay after listening to me, after me trying to beat some sense in everybody's head? Do you understand that $29.95 shirt is for the white guys, not for the black guys, not for the Hispanic guys, not for the Muslims? I call them towelheads, and maybe that's a little racist, but that's just the way I feel. See, I can be anything I want to be, and you can be anything you want to be. People want you to be what they are. And I'm not perfect. I'm far from being perfect. I'll be damned I'm not going to be politically correct. We got a caller. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, Bob, this is Claire Petrie. That I don't like that Habitat for St. Louis. They build a house, and I've never seen a house built yet that was given to white people. It's always black people.
Yeah, well, Mary, let me tell you, Claire, let me tell you, I do have to agree with that, but that doesn't make any difference. I understand that the blacks in the years past have not gotten a fair opportunity, but in the last 20 years, they've got the opportunity. They just don't take the opportunity. Now, for people like that, those aren't proud black people. I say to hell with you. Now, a proud black person who can't get a job, who tries to work and needs help, let's give them help. Let's give the white people help that try and can't find jobs but would work. I'm talking about these assets. And that's what's happening in East St. Louis, people. And we pay for it. We all have state taxes taken out, federal taxes, and guess what? It goes down to places like East St. Louis. And I'm not giving the proud blacks down there that don't have anything. They're trying to work, can't get jobs. I'm talking about the politicians. The black politician, the plantation Negroes, the Negroes from Nicaragua. These son of a bitches want to keep the proud blacks down there, want to keep them on the political plantation. These politicians, what a bunch of asswipes. And you proud black people, you better wise up at some point in time. You got what you voted for. You got another 4 years of the 50 years you've already had. Do you honestly think it's going to get any better? Are you people that stupid down there? It ain't going to get any better, but you had 1-2 days in the sun. You got these asswipes like Harry Hollingsworth and Tyrone Bills and Terrence Stitt and all these son of a bitches took the money and run. On my mama. They say, on my mama. I'm going to be right. I ain't going to be a thief. On their mama, my ass. They must not think. They must be having sex with their mamas down there. Because those son of a bitches, not the proud blacks, but the Nicaraguans, they all must be inbred. Year after year. Do the same thing, get the same results. But they don't care. Because they've been psychologically beat down. Because the boys in Belleville took care of business once again. But not only does East St. Louis suffer, you people have heard me, how East St. Louis goes is how the county goes. The county's suffering. All the white folks are suffering. Whoa. Remember that $29.95 shirt? Are you white people still ready to pay $20 and willing to pay $29.95? Or do you want that $9.95 shirt that the black man got? Do you want the same treatment? I ask you. And that's what the NAME, the National Association for Majority Equality, is about, people. We're going to launch the web page on the internet shortly. Going to be on Facebook. It's not a racist organization. I'm tired of that crap. And we're going to get into this Trump crap where because somebody said we're for Trump and they were Nazis or give the Heil Hitler sign, now they're blaming it all on Trump. See, people, you got to put the blame where it needs to be. And I'm tired of this crap. But anyway, I want to congratulate East St. Louis. And Suckett, I don't much care for Suckett. I think he sucks it. But I'm not talking about you, Ron Duper, but I'm going to get on you momentarily. The city of chumps. The politicians have made the good people of East St. Louis live in the city of chumps. They're not chumps, but it's a city of chumps. Because that's what these black politicians down there do. These plantation Negroes. These Nicaraguans, you know what they do? They sell out to the white boys, and you got sold out again. Charlie Powell's son's now going to be on the city council. LaToya Greenwood, she's the new state rep. Madigan's promised jobs to Lonzo Greenwood and Charlie Powell. And the guys on the New Vision Democrats, you idiots, you might as well just put your tail between your legs because you guys are a bunch of dogs. Inefficient idiots, incompetent idiots. And they're some of my friends. But that's okay, people. See, most of us are going to live good. We don't have to go. I go down to East St. Louis just because I can. There's not much down there anymore. A lot of squalor, a lot of poverty. But you know what? They'll blame the white people. It's not the white people's fault. It's a plantation Negro's fault that sell out to a few of the whites that aren't very proud. But see, these are the whites, the Kerns and the Spragues that worship money. You saw the editorial, Sprague's making more money down in Washington Park. Why don't he go to a white town? White people don't want the stupid son of a bitch. He's the attorney for Centerville Township, the attorney for Cahokia, the attorney for Washington Park, got thrown out being an attorney for Belleville. White people don't want that idiot. Hey, Sprague, the blacks support you. They keep you going financially. Why don't you move that house in the orchards down in East St. Louis on 15th and Bond, you no good son of a bitch, you greasy white bastard? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to take advantage of the blacks. And you black idiots down there, the politicians, not the decent people. I always like to distinguish between the two. You good people, you sit down and got nothing. You got nothing and you're going to have nothing. I feel bad. Seriously, it's not that I lost the election. I didn't want to win. I told you people, I just ran so they'd have opposition. But you lost out by not putting Roger Cook, Carl Officer, Ed Cockrell. These guys would have made a positive difference for you good people in St. Clair County. But now it's another 4 years of the faggot. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's mad because I said the faggot. I said the faggot. Mark the big faggot Kern. And that's what I think of that no good son of a bitch. You notice he never calls and defends himself. You ever notice that? Why do you think that is? I just wonder. Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. I think what we're going to do next week, people, for you people that like country, you're going to have to go to our other sister station, 1510, and it comes in not real good. It's in Highland, Illinois, because I think we're going next Monday. We're going to launch a new format. We're going to be the most controversial station in the nation. We're already the most controversial station in the nation, but we're going to bring some people on board. We're bringing Laura Ingraham. We're bringing Glenn Beck. We're bringing Michael Savage. We're bringing Kevin Slayton. And we got some more in the wings. It's going to be hot talk. And it's going to be hot. It's going to be controversial because we're coming off the charts. Because I don't give a damn. And the people that come on this station, host these shows, they're not going to give a damn. We don't give a damn about being politically correct. We give a damn about getting our message out. And the message is it's time for everybody to stand up, to take part in this great society, in this great country that we live in. Not sit back, not let somebody take advantage of you, both black and white. Think about it, people. Trump was a movement. Trump's not a real good, not going to make the best president. Was by far not the best candidate, but he was a lesser of the two evils. Hillary Clinton, in my opinion, what a bitch, what a thief, what a no-good son of a bitch. Trump's a little bit better, but hopefully he'll surround himself with the proper intelligence. But I do have to say on that end, Mitt Romney, this no-good son of a bitch, he sits there during the election, talks about Trump like a dog. He's a thief, he's a this, he's a that. Now that shows you the lack of integrity for these politicians. Now all of a sudden Mitt Romney wants his day in the sun. He loved to be Secretary of State. Tried twice to be president and lost. I think he's an idiot. But he talked like a dog. He talked worse about Trump than I talk about Kern, and that's hard to do. Talked about the man like a dog. But now he's going to the White House considering becoming the Secretary of State. That's not on Trump. I think Trump's smart in trying to bring the Republicans back together. But that's like they told me, hey, can you get back with Sprague and Sprague and Kern and Barrecivic? He's kind of out of the picture now. After all they've done, I'm not a hypocrite. I said, yeah, we can get back together. And the guy looked at me and said, Romanik, I never thought I'd hear that from you. I thought you would, he told me, and the man was right. He said, I thought you were a better man than that. You would actually deal with those guys? And I said, sure, I will. I said, as soon as they bring my son back alive and apologize to him, I'll be for him. Until that day comes, them no good, rotten son of a bitch and asswipe, low-life, bottom-feeding son of a bitches ain't got nothing coming for me but hell. You think the devil's bad? Bar Viviano calls me the devil. That stupid skank bitch out there in O'Fallon. I just want to know, Bar Viviano, do you have the same sexual preference as your good friend Ron Dildo Dupert? And I'm going to talk a little bit about him. He got all excited, they tell me, after he heard about winning the election, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state, hear me, bi-state, not bisexual, Kern, Viviano, Dupert, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. As always, lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. We'll be happy to talk to anybody. Let's just talk with some intelligence. And I don't mind you getting your point across, but you're going to have to get my point. And I'm always going to get my point across, people, because that's what we do in America. I want to talk Ron Dildo Dupert. They talk about not the rank and file Republicans. And I want to, again, I was humbled by all the support I got in my district, in the white part of my district. And I'm white, and I'll say that. I didn't get it in the black district because my opponent was, guess what color she was? And that ain't a racial thing down there. That's just a real thing, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. But I want to know. I want to know, people. And the proud blacks understand me. My black friends understand me. I'm just a proud white man. And I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to be proud. And here's what I say to that. They talk about Trump. Now, I voted for him. He's not my favorite person, not my favorite candidate. But he was the lesser of the two evils. But now all of a sudden you get these hate groups that say they support Trump. But now all of a sudden Trump's a racist. Trump's not a racist. There's no indication he's ever been a racist. But see, he wants to bring back the white pride. He wants to keep the black pride now, but he wants to bring back the white pride. And to the white people, that scares them. And to the black people, that scares them. The proud blacks want us all to live and be equal. Not the Nicaraguans down there. No, they want it all. And the white politicians, they want it all. But the vast majority of us, thus the National Association for Majority Equality, was formed to represent the vast majority of all of us. It's not just a black-white thing. You've heard me before. If it's a straight people against gay people, the straight people are by far the majority. But the gays push us to the back of the bus. The transgenders, they get what they want. Unisex bathrooms, good guys and bad guys. The vast majority of us are decent people. But the few asswipes, the vast minority of criminals, we get pushed to the back of the bus. We as a majority, whether it's a black, white, gay or straight, good guy, bad guy, we always get pushed to the back of the bus, the majority. And in this great country, majority rules. I don't understand that. Well, let's take this call before we get on Ron Dildo Dupert, the newly elected judge of the 20th Judicial Circuit. And what an embarrassment he's going to be to everybody in St. Clair County. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yes, sir. I wanted to thank you for coming up here to Madison County a while back and speaking up for Mr. Pensler, who won the race for the county board chairman.
Good man.
The third most crooked county in Illinois.
Yeah, well, I'm living in the second most crooked county, George. But, hey, I tell you, I think Kurt Pensler will make a hell of a great Madison County board chairman. And you know what it does? I know he's a Republican. I hate to have the identifiers of Republican, Democrat. I think he's going to bring new breath to the good people of Madison County. And I hope that would have happened in St. Clair County, but they're going to have to suffer another 4 years. But, George, don't you think that Kurt Pensler will do an excellent job as the Madison County board chairman?
Oh, yeah. It's time for us to drain the swamp in this county and your county also. Yeah,
well, George, thank you very much. We tried to drain the county, but they put a plug in it, and now it's a cesspool. It's not a swamp to me. It's a cesspool. You know, Trump may want to drain the swamp. I want to drain the cesspool, because that's what it is in St. Clair County, these St. Clair County politicians. And the proud people all throughout this county, they know it. They're not that stupid. I'm telling them what they know. Hey, Russ, remember the $29.95 shirt. That'll stay on my mind the rest of my life. And it just popped in my head. But that's the way it is, people. The blacks, the Hispanics, the gays, the bums, they get that shirt for $9.95. But the good people, the majority, no matter what situation, got to pay $29.95. And if you don't speak up, you're going to continue to pay $29.95. I'm just tired, people, and I hope you are. In the National Association for Majority Equality, it's rising after the first of the year. And it's not a racial group. It's not a racist group. We've reached out to the NAACP, Stanley Franklin, the president of the East St. Louis chapter. I would assume if we throw a big dinner for him and be like Kern, give him $20,000, $30,000. No, we don't want to do that. We want to help the normal people in East St. Louis. We want to help the normal people all throughout St. Clair County, black and white. We're tired. You know, the National Association for Majority Equality. We're the good guys, the non-elected officials. We're by far the majority. The elected officials are by far the vast minority. But after we give them the power, they work for us. We let them take over. We let them charge us $29.95 for that $9.95 shirt. We got another caller? Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, here's the problem. All those minorities, they're loud, they're obnoxious, they're in your face all the time. The media highlights them all the time. We as hardworking people, majority, no matter what color, no matter what race, we work hard. We support our family. We don't have time to get out there and act stupid. So that's why it looks like they have to bow down to them, because they're always obnoxiously out there. I am 100% behind you in the name organization, because it's about time that good people, no matter what color, no matter what religion, get some representation, and these loud, obnoxious, left-wing crazies get put in their place. Thank you, Bob, for doing what you do.
Thank you very much, sir. And that's what I say. Let's become loud and proud. We're proud, but we're not loud. These asswipe bastards, the silent majority is going to kill us, people. We have to become the loud and vocal majority. In this great country, majority rules. And I honestly think this National Association for Majority Equality, you hear what I say, people? Equality. We're asking the NAACP to come in. We're asking any group that wants to come in. Now, what we're going to get probably is a Ku Klux Klan saying, man, that's a great group. They can become members. I don't care. If they want to become members and live by our standards that everybody's treated equal and everybody gets fair and equal treatment, the Ku Klux Klan can come in. The Black Panthers can come in, as long as they want to be part of our group. But now somebody will say, oh, the Ku Klux Klan, it's a racial group because the Ku Klux Klan says it's a nice group. I can't help what the Ku Klux Klan says. I can't help what the Black Panthers say. I can't help what the Old United Front in East St. Louis says. All I can say is, I think we need equal treatment. All of us, black, white, Hispanics, men, women. We need equal treatment, gays and straights. But we're not getting it as the straight people. The gays want to take over. They want to take over and say, hey, no, we're the vast minority, but we're going to demand that we can go in a women's bathroom with our little ding-a-lings hanging out because we think we're women today. Hey, Kern, how many days a week do you think you're a woman? I'm just asking, you idiot. But you understand the concept behind the National Association for Majority Equality. Nothing to do with race. It's equal treatment. And if anybody, black or white, says it's a racial organization, they're the racist. Because why wouldn't anybody want everyone to be treated equal? And why wouldn't everybody want to become a member of the National Association for Majority Equality? If we're expounding and supporting equal treatment for everyone, did you hear me? Oh, no, not the black guy with the $9.99 shirt that we as a white paid $29.95. Now you're starting to understand my analogy, aren't you? Now, if you'd have sit there and said nothing, you would have paid $29.95 for that shirt that the black guy paid $9.95, and you're not mad at the black guy. You just want equal treatment. If you don't say anything to that clerk, you're going to continue to pay $29.95. But if you say something, you know what the black man, or not a proud black man, but a plantation Negro would say? Oh, man, that's a racist. That white man, blah, 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 blah. You know how that crap goes. I hear that crap all the time. They can call me what the hell they want to call me. I know who Bob Romanik is. I know Bob Romanik's fair. I know Bob Romanik treats people the way I want to be treated. But let me tell you what. Show me disrespect, people, and I'll give it back to you 10 times. But if you show me respect, I'll give it double back to you. I'll show you more respect for you than you ever gave to me. But if you try to disrespect me, you'll get it back 10, 20, 30 times over. And I think everybody should feel that way. Anyway, let's get back to Ron Dildo Dupert. You know, when Ron heard, now this guy's going to be the judge in the 20th Judicial Circuit. How embarrassing. But now the conservative group in O'Fallon, the Bar Vivianos, the Mary Turdmans, the Doug Jamesons, you know Doug Jameson, the one, 2 or 3 charges for domestic battery, 2 DUIs. He tried to get expunged because he was so embarrassed. Owed $100,000 in back child support. They ran him out of Sangamon County, ran him out of Springfield, so he come down here where it's really corrupt, and he fit right in. And again, I want to distinguish him between the proud rank-and-file Republicans who want nothing to do with the Republican organization of O'Fallon. It's not the Republican organization of St. Clair County. It's the Republican organization of O'Fallon. But Doug Jameson, Ron Dupert, they're up there checking the votes. Now, there's 2 peas in a pod, and those are representatives of the nice, religious, conservative Republican Party that Barb the Skank Viviano is a member of and Mary Turdman is a member of. Are you crazy? They sported around with Dilbert. But when Dilbert, when he heard he was, and you know, Chinese people, he must have been listening to Chinese radio because, you know, they mispronounce words. And, you know, they talk a little strange. And that's not racial. That's just real. So when Ron Dildo Dupert heard that he won the election, he became all excited. And everybody thought, well, hell, should get excited if you won the election. But I was told, he told a friend, he got all excited because he thought, they said that he was getting a young black hard erection. If you know what I mean. And I think you do. Ron Dildo Dupert, the one charged with groping, and it was all over the internet, groping a young black man, got the guy in the car. I'll allege it at this time, but it was all in the papers. Let's allege that he got this guy in the car and asked what it'd take to get that thing hard. I don't think he was talking about the head between his shoulders. I think he was talking about the little head, or the littler head between his legs. But can you believe a sitting judge asks someone, and he will be a sitting judge, everybody that looks at him, how embarrassing is that to the people of the 20th Judicial Circuit? How embarrassing is that to Barb Viviano and Mary Turdman out of O'Fallon, who supported this ass-white bastard? Thought he was getting a young black hard erection. He didn't give a damn about winning the election. He thought it was an erection. Kind of sounds like he was listening to Chinese radio. But anyway, I want to ask you, Ron the Dildo Dupert, I don't know. It's been alleged, and I'm just asking, did you at one time get in a wreck, a car wreck, and apparently it wasn't your fault because that's when people really get hurt whenever it's not their fault, and you know how that goes. Were you involved in a car wreck, and because of that car wreck, you hurt your jaw? And did you state under oath in a court deposition, I'm just asking, did you state in a court deposition, and we're trying to get it so I can read the whole thing, and people have it out there, so please, somebody get it to me, that you couldn't enjoy or provide enjoying fellatio because your jaw was hurt in the car wreck? I'm asking you, Ron the Dildo Dupert, the newly elected judge of the 20th Judicial Circuit, and they're proud of him out there, the O'Fallon Republicans, Doug Jameson, Barb Viviano, Barb the Skank Viviano, and Mary, I ain't got nothing, nowhere, well, I can't even go there. Mary Turdman, you guys ought to be proud. And you can be proud of Boss. They're bragging about they didn't get Boss elected. Poor young Barra Civic, and I don't think he's a bad guy. The Democrats in Washington threw him under the bus from the get-go. Oh, we're not going to give him any money. If they would have backed off, maybe he could have got some traction. Maybe he would have got more votes. But when your Democratic organization throws you under the bus like they did C.J. Barra Civic, so, Boss, don't be popping your chest out like you did all that. And I want to know, boss, you know, I got to tell you, we supported Young Bear Civic down there, and we supported Old Bear Civic, only because we couldn't be for asswipe like you or your twin brother, Ron the Dildo Dupert. They walked hand in hand in the parades. You saw a sign, Mike Bost. The other sign, Ron Dildo Dupert. Hey, Ron, do you take Bost to the bathhouse with you when you go? I know Bost is somewhere around. There's another dog down the tubes. And for that, I say, Congressman Bost, I don't give a damn what you do to me, for me, against me, for anybody. Give a damn what you do for anybody in the 12th Congressional District. You killed that poor innocent dog, and that makes you a dog killer. And if you're a dog killer 20 years ago, you're still a dog killer today. You no good, rotten piece of political crap. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Here's a letter from this lowlife bastard. To whom it may concern, I've been a big fan of KZQZ 1430 radio for over 4 years. I have spread the word. Probably you spread your legs too, you gay son of a bitch. Bringing in many new listeners during that time. What are you, our PR guy, you idiot? I don't even know who the hell you are. You don't have to bring in listeners. You don't have to bring in anybody. Nobody asked you to even listen, you stupid bastard. But I am writing because of the political item featuring Bob Romanik calling someone a faggot. I call someone a faggot. I call Mark Faggot Boy, the big faggot Kern, faggot. That's who I call faggot, so let's get it straight. This is totally uncalled for and has no place on a 50s and 60s oldie station. What do you mean it has no place on a 50s and 60s? It has place because it's a First Amendment right of mine, you idiot. When I hear Tiny Tim's opening to Tiptoe Through the Tulips, I immediately change stations. Please remove this tasteless bit of from KZQZ and otherwise excellent radio station. Well, here, I'll tell you what, Ken Heyman, I want to first ask, if you're a big enough idiot, do you have sheep in your backyard? Do you have sex with sheep? That's what I first want to ask you, you idiot. The second thing, if you don't like Tiptoe Through the Tulips, if you don't like me, if you don't like anything about this station, nobody broke in your house and super glued your knob, your little knob, if you know what I'm talking about, and tied you up and made you listen, you stupid son of a bitch. Just don't listen. I'm going to say what the hell I want. I bet you get out in the street. Wait a minute. You said what you wanted to me, didn't you, Ken Heyman? You said you didn't like it. You had your right to your First Amendment, but you don't want me to have mine? You hypocritical bastard, Ken Heyman. What a stupid, ignorant son of a bitch you are. And speaking of ignorant son of a bitches, we're not going to have time today, but this Hoff Brew House, this crap is just out of line. These stupid bastards and Mark Maximus Vaginas, also known as the Big Pussy Eckert, the ill-illustrious mayor of Belleville, these bastards at the Hoff Brew House, this Chuck Keller, is saying, developers say negativity is hurting the project. No, lack of leadership, lack of money, lack of conscience, because these guys knew that they wouldn't be able to finish this. But after 2 years of attempting to smile while hearing of falsehoods, and innuendos about us, our business, and our family. We simply ask people not interfere and rather allow us to do what we said we would do. You idiots, we're not over there picketing. Mike Bittner, everybody in Belleville owes him a thank of gratitude. He's the only one speaking for the good people of Belleville. This Keller Group, what idiots. They're blaming Mike Bittner and me because I expose them all the time that the negativity, how's the negativity hurting those guys out there, the bricklayers, the guys doing the inside, the masonry guys, the plumbers, electricians who aren't there? What, are they mad because I'm on the radio talking about it, so they're not showing up? Put the blame where it should be, Keller Group. It's on you. Oh, Keller could not be reached again. They can never be reached. Bittner says they haven't delivered anything that they promised. I've had constituents ask me all the time, what is going on out there, and we need to have answers. And that's what Mike Bittner, the alderman, that's what he got elected to do, and that's what he's doing. He's the only alderman, and I'm ashamed of some of these aldermen, and I like a few of them. They're all up Eckert's ass. But they talk about now there's going to be a Hyatt hotel, but the Hyatt spokesman couldn't be reached. Do you think if there was really going to be a Hyatt hotel, Hyatt wouldn't be touting that? But for this Keller Group to say because of the criticism, just leave them alone. Nobody's done nothing to the Keller Group. All we're doing is observing. All we're doing is telling the truth. We're exposing you bastards for what you are. You're hurting the people of Belleville. You've already cost the money for all the infrastructure. They put sewer lines in. They've done everything. But you haven't delivered anything, Keller Group. But it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, people, that they're going to blame the negativity of the people that criticize them. Then you better get out of this great country because we've got every right to criticize. We get criticized, and we do criticize. Chuck Keller's son, the negotiations are still underway for a global sports park with multi-sports complex. Do you notice everything in that Keller Group is underway? Nothing's ever documented. Nothing's ever etched in stone. And I chart Mark Maximus Vaginas Eckert, the mayor. Wouldn't you good people think, honestly, before the mayor committed $80 million and committed millions to the sewer project and the street project, don't you think he'd have been smart enough to see not only a business plan, but the financials in place, the commitments in place, the contractors in place, the money, all the money in place? He didn't do that because that ignorant flies by the seat of his pants. That's why this town's in the shape it's in. That's why it's dangerous. That's why businesses are moving out, other than the hair braiding in the pawn shops, in the Chinese restaurants, and the used clothing stores, of course, nail places. Mark Maximus Vaginas, the big pussy Eckert. You lousy lying son of a bitch. You know this Hoff Brew House, it's just about as bad as the airport. But you're just like the big faggot Mark Kern, the county board chairman of St. Clair County. You're going to sit there and just string it along. You're going to sit there and kick the can down the street and keep kicking it until you're no longer in office. But all of a sudden, the hotel is going to be here. The restaurant's going to be built, everything right before the election. I think the good people of Belleville are smarter than that. But we'll talk about this more tomorrow, people. It's unbelievable. This Keller Group, they've got a restaurant coming. Supposed to have been a year ago. If you drive by, there's nothing. They've got a couple people working on the outside, the facade, to make it look like during the Christmas holidays across the street at the shrine when all the people are going to come, like there's something being done. There's nothing being done. There's nothing done on the inside. Hell, the bread company there at Belleville Crossing started building about 30, 40 days ago. It's ready to open next week. You good people in Belleville, don't be okey-fa-doke by these idiots. And the biggest idiot is Mark Maximus Vaginas Eckert. You people ought to be livid. This man sits there and lies to you. This Keller Group sits there and lies to you. And they're going to say nothing's done because people are criticizing it? What the hell are you talking about? That's what we do in America. Why didn't you build that son of a bitch over in Iraq, where they couldn't criticize you if you're with the government? Because we'd all be dead. But this ain't Iraq, you no good son of a bitches. But after 2 years of attempting to smile, while hearing of falsehoods, what falsehoods? Hey, if there's some falsehoods, Keller, sue us, sue me. No falsehoods, that thing ain't never going to get done. And he urged city leaders to please discourage others from attempting to drive away our potential tenants and business partners with innuendos and negativity. See, that shows they're lying right there. How could you drive somebody away if you've already had commitments for the businesses? He urged city leaders to please discourage others from attempting to drive away our potential tenants and business partners. Now, you know what's going to happen? They're not going to get any business partners. They're not going to get any businesses, as they know. But it's going to be my fault. It's going to be Mike Bittner's fault. It's going to be the people that criticized. No, if the commitments were already made, no matter how much criticism they had, the commitments would have been there. There was no commitments now, and there will be no commitments, because that's going to be a failed operation, because it's a failed administration under Mark Maximus Vaginas, the big pussy Eckert. Hey, Eckert, call me. Don't call to talk to me. Call to talk to the people of Belleville. You deserve to give them some transparency before this next election. He's not going to call people. He's going to ignore you today, the good people of Belleville. So you know what you do? Ignore him on election day come April, when he's got his fat pussy boy ass, Maximus Vaginas ass, on the ballot for mayor once again. Be the biggest mistake people of Belleville made. You've seen what he's done the last 2 terms. He's done nothing but drive around in that police car that the police could use to protect you good people. He doesn't give a damn about that. He just gives a damn about him living out his fantasy to be a police officer. He was never man enough to become a police officer. So he's playing the part now at the expense of the good people of Belleville, Illinois. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow, same time, same place. If you got the guts, if you don't want to hear the truth, if you don't want to hear what's going on in the real world, turn on the Disney station, will you? Because you're going to get the facts here. They may not be presented the way you like to hear them, but they will be factual, they will be correct, they will be truthful, and a lot of times they'll be hurtful. But we'll continue, people. The election's over. The round was lost, but the fight still goes on. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition still goes on. You good people understand it's a movement, not a political organization. So let's continue to unite, to expose these rotten bastard political parasitical punks, these low-life, bottom-feeding bastards that we call politicians. And today and every day, let's chip away at these son of a bitches. Let's understand what we have to do. We have to destroy them once and for all. At some point in time, it will come. Destroy them politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.